Right, consultation is exactly the same as ladies. What we're going to be looking for is obviously nape wells, calf legs, strong crowns. He ain't got a double crown, so that's pretty lucky. He has got a massive head. Head, yeah. Strong crown, so we've got to take that into consideration when we're cutting. He has got some swells coming round into the back. Same at this side as well, comes more to his side, this side as well. His hair's quite coarse and he's got absolutely loads of it, and it's really thick individually. So his scalp's not too bad, there's no dryness in there, so we'll be alright to ready to go. That's what we're looking for, is basically nape wells, any type of problem that we're going to have in it really, to determine the cut. I'm going to be using about 4 or 5 different shavers. They all do different jobs. This one's just a normal clipper. What it's got is some gauges on the back, so when you start it you can actually hear it, so you'll know what setting you're up to, so you can hear it slow down and then speed up. These clippers run at 2 different rates. They'll run at a fast rate against thick hair, so what it'll do is it'll pick up speed, so then it'll just cut through that, no problem. We're going to use detailers, that's just to do the outlines, and we're going to be using a clipper. I've only just bought this, it's absolutely brilliant. It's a balding clipper, so it takes it right down so you can't actually feel no hair, it's so smooth. The other clippers that I'm going to use, another balding clipper. This hasn't got any levers or anything to adjust it or anything, so that's actually a balding clipper. The other clipper that I'm going to use again is another clipper which has an adjustment on it, so you'll be able to see that move up and down if you can from there. It's a very strong clipper as well. Makes a little bit of a noise, but these are really quiet. You can come and feel it if you want. This is probably the heaviest one out of all of them.
Drop it.
It's alright.
It's not that heavy. That is quite heavy. It's on the front end, there it is, but on the angle it's not. That one's heavier. That one's heavier than the other one.
This one's a lot lighter.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my favourite clippers. I've had 2 sets of these in about 6-7 years.
What is that one? What make is it?
It's a wall bellissima, or they used to be a bellissima, but now they're a bellima. They changed the name. I think there's another product like that in another range, so they've had to change it for that reason. Right, going up, we have a neck tape, which is always awful to use.
I actually bought some of that for my boyfriend, and every time I try and put it on, it goes wrong.
Yeah. What you do is stretch it first,
Yeah.
put it round the neck, fold round, hold on to it, because they are supposed to be sticky, but for some reason they aren't. So you're better off holding on to it, getting the gown, hold it there with one thumb. If I can get this round.
The hand.
No, I'm trying to find which way it goes. There we go. Cheers. That's it. This gown just loops over, and what we'll do is we'll just bring this tape over the top. A lot of hairdressers actually start off with a number 1 and they go so high, and then they try and blend that in. What we're going to do is we're going to work from a number 2 and then we're going to work downwards. So we'll do a number 2 and then we'll go down into a number 1 and then we'll go into a balding clipper.
So number 2 from top to typical then?
Yeah, we're just going to go probably, well, obviously where the bone is in the back of the head. Mike ain't got a real protruding one, so you've got to be careful. His is quite low down here, but we're going to take it a little bit higher. Because we're going to do the balding clippers, we've got to be careful on how high we actually take it. So what we'll do is we'll start off with a number 2. Again, I've got different clipper guards for different things. These attachments They are good, but you have to hold on to them because they've got a clip on the side. There's 2 notches on either side of the clipper, which then they sit onto. I don't tend to use a number 2 because it just flicks off all the time. If that flicks off, you're going to go straight in. So what we'll do is we'll start off with a number 2. It just slides on, same clipper. And what we're going to do is we can start off on the back, off on the sides. Bear in mind I only cut Mike's hair on Monday, so it's not going to take a great deal off with this. I'll turn it round.
Are you just pushing it out so far up?
Just bringing it up really. You don't really want to get a flick so much.
So far up.
Yeah.
You go with the shape of the head on the ears, yeah.
Yeah, just going to bring it out slightly, but not massively. Obviously you can't hear the hair catching there. That's because it's already on a number 2. I did it deliberate because I wanted Mike in a couple of weeks, but he's got a day off today. So we're just going to take this slightly higher than what we did before because I'm going to go shorter. So what we're going to do is we're going to work it all the way around. You can work in different rates. You could do one side, stop, and then do the other side and stop.
And do you always start at the sides rather than the back?
It's entirely up to you.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it works both ways. If I'm bored, I'll switch it up. So I'll do like little different techniques.
Yeah.
Doing this day in, day out. Kind of gets a little bit. You just want to try and diverse it a little bit. So again, it's not really taking a great deal off. There's a couple of ways which you can work it now. You can either blend the number 2 in first. So then all you're really doing is concentrating on getting the blend from the 0 into the 2. So what I'll do is we'll just work, just taking some of that off, just using clipper of a comb. What we're going to do is we're going to put the comb in and we're going to bring it out just on a tiny angle, so it's just going to come out slightly. If you want to come a bit closer, you can do.
Yeah, move about, guys, if you want.
Tell you what, where's that water spray?
I'll get you it.
I don't use clips, especially in gents, really.
You're not supposed to really, ladies.
Just try and spray it just to keep it out the way. Get that really nice and clean at that side, so we can get a real nice clean line. Cutting wet. If you're going to cut wet, cut wet. If you're going to cut dry, cut dry. Do not work in between, because the elasticity in the hair changes so much when you're cutting dry to wet.
And you're just letting your comb flat on there?
I'm sort of like bringing it out just on a tiny angle.
Yeah. So you're getting that graduation, it's like graduation.
I mean, if you want to see from this point here, it's just coming off just ever so slightly.
Yes.
It's not actually dead straight. If it was
Yeah,
dead
so,
straight,
just a
what
very
you do,
slight graduation.
if that was straight, you take the blend higher.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do is try and bring it out just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
So as you can see, that line is slowly disappearing.
Yeah.
You're not going to get it perfect every time. So it means going over, just until you can get rid of that line. There's tiny, depends how picky you want to be, there's a tiny line just in here. If there is a tiny line, what you can do is you can put the comb in, lay it kind of flat, and then just run the clipper upwards. You can hear it take a little bit off, but you won't see massive amounts come off.
And is that the proper barber comb that you're using now?
Yeah, this is it's classed as a flat top comb. They've changed, they've changed it all. I prefer them as a blending comb than a flat top comb. If you're trying to blend with this from a number 1, you'll struggle so much because of the spine being so thick.
Yeah.
You won't get that in against the scalp so much. You can do it, but I wouldn't advise it. So again, we've got a tiny line just round here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same again. Just going to bring it off slightly. So you can slowly see that disappear. If you do find that there is a line that you can't get out, you're going to use the adjustments on the clipper, so you can put your number 2 on and then adjust it accordingly, so you can do it on 1 notch or 2 or half. So if we do it on half, you might be able to hear it. Just take that little bit off. It is easy doing it that way, but trying to do a clipper of a comb just makes things a little bit like you're putting a little bit more effort in and giving the client a bit more time. Because you can do this, you do this in 7 or 8 minutes when you get good enough.
So you're actually going to achieve a disconnected look at the end, aren't you? Like?
Only you're disconnected at this side. Yeah, there's going to be no disconnect from this side.
On that side, yeah.
Mike's had a hat on today, so what you'll find if you don't wet it, there will be a kink in it. Mike's just being awkward, I think.
I didn't even know. Didn't exactly know I was in front of everybody either, did I?
I didn't, no, I didn't want to warn you, I didn't want to warn you.
You didn't tell me now, it's a duck, you just come in, get your haircut.
I did tell him.
Didn't.
We aren't that bad.
No, beautiful.
So now we've blended in from a 2 higher up than what we did before. What we're going to do is we're going to go into a 1 into a 2. So what we're going to do is we're only going to go so high again. Start at the side, start at the back. We're just going to bring it a little bit lower. So we'll start at this side. So there is quite a bit of difference between the 1 and the 2. Again, I'm just bringing it out slightly. With this clipper guard, it does pop off, so you're better off trying to hold on to it. I don't actually think that you actually do these anymore for that reason. But this is classed more of a 3/4 blade than a 1. So we move that way a little bit, and then people, if you move that way first. So as you can hear, the clippers just changed slightly because I'm just going to do the half into the 2. So we're just going to work right the way around doing a 1 1/2. Into the 2. Going back into the 1, just to neaten all this back up. Like we said about the hair that grows this way, what we're going to do, sometimes the clipper won't actually pick it up, so we've got to go against the hair. So just make sure that you're actually making sure that all that, number 1, is quite level. If the head is quite baggy, like Mike's has got quite a lot of movement in it.
Thanks.
He has lost a bit of weight, so what you can do is you can stretch it, which will just help pick up them last little bits of hair.
Yeah, because some have got real thick pieces, haven't they?
Yeah.
Like ripples, I've seen it on mine.
Yeah, majority of them are bouncers, to be fair, you'll find.
Yeah, they are with thick necks, so you've then got to stretch it up, yeah.
So just try and move the clipper whichever way you need to do, just to get rid of all the longer hair towards the sides. So again, just on number 1, just bringing it up slightly. With a 1, you don't really want to go too high with it, but you need to go high enough to get the balding in. Sometimes with dark hair you'll always find that there will be always a slight line as a transition, just purely because the hair is a lot darker, so you'll be able to see them lines a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we're just going to bring it off slightly and just take that top off. You're not going to go right into there because you'll take a massive chunk out. So what we're going to do is we're just going to bring it off. Make sure you're quite loose with the clipper as well, because if you dig, you'll take too much out. So we're just going to take that very top off. just to blend it round. How come you're not supposed to use clips in hairdressing?
It's the done professionals, is it? On very long hair you can, but... Yeah, not the short graduation, because then you can't see the road.
So we're just going over and over and over it just to pick them little bits up every single time.
So to work in a barber, you need a level 3 in barber.
You need a level 2. There's new legislations coming out next year saying that
And look what he's using, what was talking about the other day, look, the magic spray.
clippersard.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's used as an oil as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes the clipper will dry out. You just need to keep it a little bit.
That's when it snags, isn't it? When it's dry.
Yeah. Coming on a Saturday, you can help sweep the floor.
Will do, I'll go.
Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the balding clippers. I might have to come around that side. Wait for the wire one.
You alright? And the unplugged one's that. You want that one? And because...
There we go.
Is that
Yeah.
which one do you want to plug in?
I want these ones.
I'll plug them both back in anyway.
So again, we're just going to make sure the clipper's oiled.
And this is the balding one now.
This is a balding clipper.
So with no guard?
No guard.
No.
No guard at all. So you really see the difference on this. So what we're going to do is going to make an even...
Oh, you're getting a line now.
Yeah, we are getting a line.
Yeah.
I usually bring it just above the line that comes out just on the front.
The tempo.
Yeah. I just bring it just below it and I make it more on a slant to get that blend a little bit nicer really. If it's straight all the way around it'll look like a ball's been put on his...
Yeah.
So as you can see, there's still a few little bits just around here. I'm just going to clean that up, make sure that we're picking every little bit up just on that balding clipper. Just makes life a little bit easier than having to go back around yet again to do it again. Always use a mirror as well to make sure.
Look what I've done. Shall I move? Shall I move some
Sorry,
stuff?
it's not a problem.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'll be able
Can
to
you see it?
it's not a problem. Just going to go a little bit higher. One side's higher than the other, so we just need to make sure all that's nice and level. Again, just pulling the skin up just slightly, just to make sure that's nice and tight and it's picking up all the hair. Always stand back as well, just to have a little look, making sure everything's nice and level and going up at the same rate.
Sometimes I have to change it because I've come across somebody who's got maybe an ear lower than another. Or stick out more, do you know what I mean? Because it's so short.
Not really.
No.
You tend to get the blend
You get
as
the blend
much,
in there,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right, to balance it, yeah.
This is a half a blade, which is an attachment for this clipper. Because it's got no notches. What we're going to try and do is not make this even.
So you're just going up.
So we're just going to go up.
Yeah.
If you take it even all the way around, it'll have that perfect line right the way round. Always go against the grain as well.
So when you can't hear that sound, you've run out of hair sort of thing?
Yeah, pretty much. It's blended in.
Blended in.
Yeah. But obviously when you're working upwards, you'll always catch hair. So then you might have to just take that line a little bit higher.
But these are what's in, these are fashion at the moment, aren't they?
Thing is, a lot of schools now are actually stopping it. Even some schools, especially secondary schools, saying that you can't actually have it under a number 2. Under a number 2.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It is, it's just a line, isn't it?
There's that little girl that got pulled because she had a head. I think her mum was pregnant, so she's got hair on the road. And we wouldn't take her to the photograph because of it.
That's ridiculous.
We always say Alexa goes to school there. Wow. Loves it.
Oh, well, that's fantastic, that. Yeah.
These are a little bit tighter as well, these set of clippers. Because there's so many different attachments to it, you can actually hear it, this one move ever so slightly, so you can actually hear what you're going to transition it into. So you can just hear it ever so slightly. Because some clippers are set different, this is why I've got so many. So a 0 on some clippers is completely different to a 0 on others. And again on number 1s and number 2s. Right. So again, with these particular ones and these ones, you can see the difference between them. It's ever so slightly. If I can keep my hand still.
Nervous, mate.
Yeah.
So you're nervous?
Yeah, it's
It's
really
different
it's a
doing
show,
it, yeah,
man.
but it's different doing it in shops. It's much like doing it in some colleges.
Showman's our league, yeah.
Don't know about that. You haven't heard me talks on a Tuesday night.
As long as it's clean and no smelling, I like me.
So you can actually see this line just slowly going. You're getting dizzy, Mike. Has anybody put lines in the kids' hair anyway?
Oh yeah.
Have you? What did you use, a big clip or a little one?
Little one.
How did you find it? Did it go wobbly or was it straight?
I liked it, I did it alright. Because I did a couple on Emma here, in my consultant. Yeah, a little thing when she
I knew what I was doing when it comes to Vinny.
I'm just going to place the clipper the other way. Instead of going up this way, I'm going to go against it. You can just see a tiny line. This just goes a little bit closer. So you can just see that just slowly, just ever so slightly closer from the zero, from the balding clippers to like into the zero. Just gets rid of that transition a little bit more. Always make sure the skin's quite tight for this, just purely because if you catch too much, it'll just take it shorter. So I'm just going to go in with a 3/4 blade again, just to see if there's anything else that needs to come off. You can just hear it ever so slightly, just catching.
I didn't sell that.
Men don't like having their hairs cut by women.
Did you see it?
Oh no, but you've got a fashion cut, that's what I mean, rather than just having it on a number 2 all over. You've actually got a style, mate.
Well, I don't really have a choice, I just go in and they cut me hair. Yeah.
First time you've ever had style, mate.
Oh, definitely, that's what I said, it's totally different.
I don't use little clippers to put lines in, I use big ones.
Do you?
Little ones, they're just too small, you have to make too many movements on it, which means then it can end up quite wobbly.
But when you do
Yeah.
a hair, like, it's going round.
Can I just say this is by my choice, I want a lining.
It's getting trendy.
Get a choice.
I'm only going to put the thin one in. The only thing about it, mate.
Alright, it's only a lot of it.
Yeah, where you've done
It's just a little bit easier.
You're just laying it on, aren't you, really?
Yeah, I'm laying it on and I'm just
laying
pushing.
it on.
What I'm
Pushing
doing
it.
is I'm taking some of the length off the top.
Yeah.
If you start going a little bit lower, you'll take that a
Yeah.
little bit higher. So I'm just basically putting the clipper in and just moving it
Slightly up.
The movement is next to nothing.
Nothing, yeah. And is that no grade or what? Is it just
Yeah, that's just straight on the blade.
straight on the
Yeah.
blade, yeah.
You can put a cutthroat in it if you want to.
Oh my god.
That's what we usually do.
Do you?
Yeah, that's what we normally do. We'll use these Andis clippers today. First time I've used them on Mike, but I have used them a couple of times. All I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna work just the hairline. I ain't gonna go too high. These are very, very short. It's like literally a shave, what men use just on their
Oh, yeah, they're like the ones you used to do
electrical
when you
shave, yeah.
started, yeah.
So you can see the difference already between that part there. what I'm doing is I'm pushing the clipper down to begin with, because it is quite bendy, so it will push in. So that'll get a real deep cut, and then what I'm doing is I'm just flashing that over the top, just to take the very ends off. I ain't going to do it right up the sides today. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Usually I'd cut through at the sides, but I just thought this would be a little bit quicker. Right, we can move on to the top. Like again, I only cut this the other day, so it won't take too much off mine.
Say whatever you need off, mate.
Yeah.
Say whatever you need off.
Right, move this way for this. It's up to you whether you start at the crown or at the front. It just depends what type of mode I'm in to see where I'm going to start. Some people under-direct this or over-direct it. If you over-direct it, it'll lay too heavy on this section. So what you'll always find, it's way too heavy and it'll just sit on top. So what I tend to do is I angle it this way, just so that lays just a little bit better on the top section, sorry.
So just club cutting now, are you?
Yeah. Because mate's got thick hair, what we'll do is we'll dry it off and then we'll go in with the thinners. And what we'll do is we'll go right the way around the edges, just getting rid of some of them little lines that are still there, and it'll just blend it in that little bit more. Easy showing and doing.
Yeah, you've got to have a go on yourself.
Thing is, with gents and women's, you can hide mistakes in ladies.
You can't, James.
You cannot.
Not with these.
That's why I don't like doing gents.
I know, I've had a few mistakes on my
I
body.
like
Colour and I like gents. I like gents.
Well, I only do gents if they look like Liam Gallagher because it's a bit longer and look like a woman anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you can make it a bit manly, but it is a bit feminine.
So what I've done is I've started off this side, I've done all this section here first, then I've done the blend from here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to blend point to point in the middle.
That's what we do. Yeah. So then you know.
So what you're looking for is this point here to this point here, and it's like literally next to nothing what we're taking off.
I go from this point to this point, anything in the middle comes up.
You can always see your guard line underneath.
Yeah, excellent.
Easy.
Guideline to guideline, anything in the middle
Yeah.
off. No guideline.
When I was training though,
I trained like.
they would say to me, "Look for your guard line." I was like, "Oh yeah, there it is." I didn't. I couldn't even see it.
No.
So.
It's all about being methodical, I think,
Yeah.
as well, though, Lee. It's like,
But when you actually realise what it actually looks like,
yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
It's like permin, hated permin. And do you know what? I absolutely love it now.
I love it. It's my favourite thing.
Yeah, me too.
What I was saying yesterday, didn't I? I did a pen. Didn't I?
Yeah, I don't like them. Yeah, 2 penguins.
Your 2 pens Monday.
Monday, yeah.
Do you do many gents pens in your salon, Lee?
No.
No, but a lot of them have only done, aren't they?
Well, because of my insurance, I ain't covered for it. I don't cover myself for
Chemical.
chemicals.
Right.
So no colours on out?
No. I'm glad I ain't in the camera then.
Yeah. That's
Right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run across this way, but I'm going to do scissor over comb.
Tell you what, there's a craze going on in gyms where all lads are having their perms at the top.
Yeah.
I think it's everywhere.
Sister's school, I think it's running a little shape that they're going on.
So we're just going over and over and over it, just picking them little bits out. As you can see, I ain't really standing straight. I'm actually moving my body, so I can actually, instead of having to move all the time, you tend to be a little bit more flexible on your feet. Not like hairdressing where you'll move and then move and just club cut.
Oh God.
A lot of people use long scissors, some use short. I can't handle long scissors. Drive me absolutely up the wall. Obviously health and safety, you know.
Don't
want to slip on
it, love, yeah.
These are the first thinners that I ever got. They're a Jaguar. I've had them 16 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Absolutely love them. They're probably
Is it
one
just
of my
one
favourite.
blade that sits?
Yeah. Yeah, it's only one.
Yeah.
The teeth are quite wide, but they're not overly wide, not compared to some of them. What we're going to do the same again, like how you do a scissor over comb. So what we're going to do is going to start at the bottom here, and we're just going to work it up quite fast. You won't really see a lot come off. So what we're going to do is we're going to work that right into the top.
Yeah.
Moving your comb as well.
I was telling Let's get a haircut by you.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you ordered.
Cleveland Street. Which is awful. That's how it's been.
We're going to do the same at this side and around the back. Because his hair growth grows this way, I'm going to go against it.
Alright, mate.
Don't need to get into trouble.
We're in trouble.
His little boy's in hospital. His little boy's in hospital. He's supposed to come home today.
Found out today if he gets to come home, so the doctor's coming around 10 o'clock.
Where is he in Banbury?
Yeah, he's been there 16 weeks.
Oh, how old is he?
Nico.
He's 16, yeah, he's 16
Oh,
weeks.
he's a bit. Oh.
He's born at 27 weeks,
How big was he?
£2 3 ounce.
Oh, wow. He's doing alright there?
Yeah, he's, like I said, he should be ready to come home today.
Can't
They're
be.
real excited about him.
Yeah, buzzing, I
What's his
can't
name?
wait. It's called Jackson.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so I can't wait to
Oh,
just...
brilliant. Yeah.
He's coming out with oxygen and stuff, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, but you found that the little ones come on.
Would it be his date now? Would it have been June?
No, it was due 20th September.
Ah,
He's
right.
born 23rd of June.
I'm not going real deep with the thinners. I'm just texturising the ends. Sometimes it's easier than point cutting. You can just get that little bit of texture a little bit more. Always remember to go this side as well. You don't want it to lay too heavy. Obviously when you're doing this and you do it in front of the mirror, you can actually see more what you're doing.
Lee, shall we just sweep up?
What was the setup?
before we because you might trip on it when you blow dry.
Absolutely, yeah. Obviously what's in that shop.
Look, I go to health and safety checks so I know they go, whoa.
I guess that
Yeah.
like knee deep in it.
I'm going to come and help you.
I'll wait for it.
Yeah, you can. Do me a favour, I'll do you one. Yeah.
We can do this on stage.
No. No, if I was going to do it for you, I'd have been in there. Oh, that goes quite a lot off, look.
I'm going to finger dry.
Yeah, no products before.
I use a couple of different waxes. I've just been sent a brand new one actually by a company called Fine Fattel. They do like beard balms. I love it already. They only sent me as a tester pot. As you can tell, it's not even out for. So it's like literally a tester.
And what make is it?
Fine Fattel. They do like beard oils, beard balms, mustache waxes. The other one I use as well is Dapper Don. It's a real nice product. It's quite soft, so it's easy to come out as well. This one's quite easy. I've been using it for like the last couple of days, and man, I washed it because I wash it every day. I know you're not supposed to, but I wake up and it's that. Yeah, it does come out pretty easy, to be fair. So we're gonna just rub it in, and we're gonna work it right the way through the hair. Start from the front, work it through. I am quite a rough barber hairdresser. I always have been.
Well, I think you want to feel as though you've had it done.
Yeah.
You ready?
Put your washing out. Every time I put
Brilliant.
washing out.
I've left my car at his shop, so I'm going to have to run from here to his shop.
Now we've had your hair done as well, don't spoil it.
He's got his cap, he's alright.
With Mike, I'm just going to quickly just line out just underneath. I only did it on Monday, but
Oh, were you a little blade now?
yeah, I'm just going to use the little
Yeah.
ones, little details.
It took me 27 years to grow this.
You don't get rid of it.
It took seconds to get rid of it.
Right, let's pop it back, mate.
No guard on that, just the blade.
No, these don't come with guards.
Yeah. Oh, don't they?
No. I mean, in your level 3, you won't be allowed to use no guards at all.
Really?
You've got to literally blend in with a comb from a 1.
What was that? So what
Only level 3 barbers can't use any guards. Yeah.
You literally have to use a really, really fine comb
Yeah.
and go right the way up. I have tried using this on long hair, but you don't pick it up. So you have to pre-shave with one of these first, so then use them. You got a net brush?
I've got one in there. What about a tin brush? Have you got a washing brush? I've got a big tin brush.
This is.
Let's get the sweeping brush out.
Do you want me to get them out?
At the bottom.
Looking for a hairbrush, you know.
Yeah, it's a net brush. I forgot mine. I'm a water bottle. I've got a Jack Daniels water bottle at work. It's glass as well. I've got a towel full of, so that's. I've had a couple.
You know, like you put your product on now.
Yeah.
Sometimes before you put product, would you shampoo it?
No,
Oh, you wouldn't.
I don't.
No.
No.
Is it that's just preference or?
Usually a
You'd
pre-wash.
yeah.
You can wash afterwards, but
Yeah.
a lot of when you're working in a salon and you're doing
It's-
something
yeah,
every
you wouldn't
15
pinch
minutes,
it,
you
yeah.
can't literally.
Yeah.
My basins don't hardly get used.
Yeah.
There's a lot of barbers that don't have basins,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be Well, I think it's.
I know the one I go, just from an Empire in London, I go see the guys who work there, the Turkish barbers, and they do like a lot of the facial as well, and you know the massage lead.
Yeah.
So they sit in front of the basin.
Yeah, some of
all
them do.
The time. So they do what you've done, but before they put product on,
Yeah.
then they'll do the shampooing and the massage and all that. It's just a bit. But you pay more money for that service.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Oh, it's fantastic. What do you think, guys? Really, really fabulous.
Stop filming now, film.
What's the name of your salon? If you just-
It's Vintage Gentlemen's Barbers on New Cleveland Street.
Everyone will be taking the picture. I think I've seen that, and I was like, my little boy.